Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for checking out today's video. Today, we're going to talk about the Super Wall Breaker and show a few raids of what I'm doing with these new troops. I selected them for the week. Let's go ahead and jump into some raids. So first off, we're going to take a look at my Legend League day. I alternated between Hybrid and Queen Charge Lalo and ended up with only 3 triples, but we will see what those look like in just a second. Let's go ahead and jump into those raids. Okay, so we have the first hybrid raid here, and the first thing I want to do is decide my funnels. I decide I want a queen charge down here and king charge down here. So the reason I chose this side for the queen is the CC's here. I can pull the CC with a wall breaker, and then I can place the queen here and charge her into the base. Any second, there we go. Alright, so there's the queen. Coming in, wall breaker in. The super wall breakers are really nice because it's a guaranteed wall break no matter what happens. I think people will figure out a way to defend them, but for right now, it's pretty much a free wall break. So now they do cost 4 wall. 4 wall breakers cost really. It's 8 spaces, and I hear a lot of pro players like pretty much discouraging the use of them as you are not a good player if you use these wall breakers, but I don't think that's the case at all. If you're test wall breaking and then wall breaking, that's 4 breakers. And I know you can do it with just 1 wall breaker under rage, and you can be really snotty about it if you want, but to me, I think use your skill set as best you can. So if wall breakers really aren't your thing, these work very, very well. So anyways, I got my funnels cut. I'm going to bring the hybrid right down the middle. It's going to redirect the queen back to the 6 o'clock side. So we're going to heal up here. We're going to tome pretty soon because that scatter shot's just doing too much damage, as well as that eagle. We're going to rage, and we're going to heal our way out of there and make short work of this base. These style of ring bases are really easy for my skill set specifically. It's just easy for me to see the funnels and then just spam all the troops into the core. But times 4 of this. And I still think that the hybrid is the strongest attack in the game, given that you can hit any base. So gonna alternate between that and Lalo here for a minute. Let's take a look at the Lalo raid. Now, I did 1-star with this as well, but I'm going to show you guys the triple. So on this base, when I Lalo, again, like before, I try to do single stage balloon portions, right? Which means I'm going to have to queen charge quite a bit. I decided to come right at the queen. I could either come at the queen down here or come at the royal champion. And I thought coming down here would be best because it'd give me my best chance to get the town hall. So I'm bringing the queen in, Coco Loon. I'm going to bring the warden with her. Knowing that I'm going to take a lot of damage, I need the queen to get to the town hall. So I decided to pull the CC with a wall breaker. Here comes the ice golems. Deal with them outside of having to deal with the queen or this warden tower or the expos. Because I feel like this base with the CC there is really trying to lure you into that and have to take all that damage right on the face while dealing with 3 ice golems, and I didn't want to do that. So anyways, I decided coming right at 6 because either way the queen goes, I could cut a funnel with the king and drive the queen into the town hall. So here we go. Now, problem, all that damage, I had to use the warden ability to save the queen there, but that's okay because I don't need it to take down the town hall. So here's the king. Cutting a funnel. The warden, you have to be really careful when you're doing this because the warden will chase the king if he uses ability, because once he has the him and all his barbs, it's more space than the queen is, so he will follow her. But anyways, I dropped the rest of the wall breakers to come in for the town hall. Of course, we get the wall break, and here we go. I freeze that up because I didn't want the warden taking the healers from the queen. Of course he does anyway, but they're standing so close to each other it didn't matter. But the queen gets the town hall, most important part. She gets the town hall, the scatter shots, and the sweepers, and 2 of the Infernos. So now I can kind of spam balloons in and put the Royal Champ behind them because she needs to take down the enemy Royal Champ as well. But here we go. Balloons moving through. I decided to freeze up that eagle again. And there we go. And we're out of spells, but we have so many troops left. There's no splash damage. The queen is still walking around. Pretty much going to be an overwhelming triple, which for me with Queen Charge Lalo is not very common. This is pretty rare. So I was very happy that I was able to pull this off. Let's go ahead and times 2. It's just clean up from here. New minions have like a softer color. I felt like they looked a lot meaner when they were that darker color, but there they go. Okay. We got one more triple from the clouds to look at from yesterday, and then there's that 1 star. Here's the triple. Now on this base, man, my throat. On this base, I was debating coming in the 3 o'clock or the 9 o'clock. I did kind of think about this 6 o'clock too, because you can get the Inferno, the Eagle, and the Queen, but it leaves you no good pathing, really. The pathing would just be too wide to try to hybrid. So when it came down to the 9 o'clock or the 3 o'clock, this was the wider compartment, so I went there because I felt like it would be narrower pathing for my hybrid once I clear this out. So anyways, I do stare at the base for a while, trying to make up my mind about that. But so Coco Loon, Queen, healers, really 115% sure that there's nothing but Sams in this compartment, so I'm going to use all my balloons here to try to grab as many of those Sams as I can. Gonna rage up the Queen. Didn't pull a Sam with that second balloon, but I decided to drop the other 2 balloons just to be sure. There's a Sam. There's a Sam, and it pulled another Sam on that right side that the glitch is going to take down one of my healers. So I hate that Sam glitch. I really pray to God they fix that. Letting the Queen do her thing here. I decide ultimately to put my King down to take down this Royal Champion. I do put the rest of the wall breakers in, but it was only because I'm getting ready to start my hybrid. I want my Queen to be able to walk out of that compartment when she's done with the CC. So here we go. King gonna take down the enemy Royal Champion. He's also gonna take on the Eagle shots, which is really important. I'm gonna put the siege barracks down here, and I'm gonna hybrid through this compartment here, these 2 compartments here. There we go, just waiting for the King to finish up. There goes the miners, Warden, Hogs. I'm gonna heal pretty early into that compartment because the Eagle targeted him. Gonna Warden as well to take down the Queen. I decided to freeze the Eagle. There we go. Got the Royal Champ coming in to clear out this compartment over here. Gonna have to heal again here because of that scatter shot. Everybody stayed nice and tight. That Royal Champion clearing out this... What's going on here? The Royal Champion clearing out this compartment here really forced those troops into the core in a nice tight pack. So this raid worked out pretty good. The Queen's still alive. She's going to beat through this wall, and then she's going to come up here and clean out some of this these buildings here. All the miners are outside, but that's okay because the Royal Champion still has the ability. We'll be able to take down that multi-target Inferno with no problem. So go ahead and fast forward through this. We have one more raid. I showed you hybrid. I showed you Queen Charge Lalo. Now I'm going to show you Yeti Smash. So because it's Clan War Leagues, there's a lot of rings. I decided to take this. Wasn't my first choice, but there wasn't a lot of bases left, so I went ahead and chose this. I used that Yeti to pull the CC and cut the funnel here. The idea is to charge the Queen in with the Warden, have her clear out this corner here, whichever side she decides to go to, either this Inferno Tower or this side, doesn't matter. I can then wall break a second wall break and get the Yeti Smash to catch up with the queen or meet up with the queen, and they can all work their way around the base, and I'll send the blimp for the town hall. So CC's down. Let the queen walk her way in. There she goes. Bring the warden. Warden really in this case is just to make her move faster. She didn't need him for the hit points buff or anything like that, but so just waiting to see which way the queen decides she wants to go. Okay, she's going to go up. So we're going to put the king here and then freeze this. Freeze that single. There we go. Now the king, then the wall break, then the Yeti's in on this elixir pump. Here we go. Everybody's cruising in. Gonna rage him up. Gonna drop the blimp. And then hit the warden ability. And this serves two purposes: to protect the blimp on the way to the town hall, and to protect those Yetis through the queen and the infernos there. Healers finally switched over to the Yetis, which is nice. Now, my blimp found a giant bomb, so he was countering goblins, which I had. So I raged up the Yeti when I didn't need to, because I wasn't sure that one Yeti could take down the town hall by himself without a rage. So now the troops are on their own, working their way around the base. And yeah, we'll just see how well it does. The king ability here, because I realize I'm getting low on time. There was a minute left with 40% of the base still to go, and it wasn't an easy 40%. There's a scatter shot, a single, the king, the Tesla farm. So I knew I had a lot of work to do. I definitely should not have wall broken that wall down there. I don't know what I was thinking, but I don't think that was what caused this raid to time fail. But this is, spoiler alert, gonna be a time fail, and it was painful. I always go into Clan War Leagues hoping for a perfect Clan War League, right? Especially in Champ 1. But in round 1, I got myself a real cute time fail. So, rip the dream. But, alright, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for checking it out, and I will see you in the next one.